there. So we are doing the Monday update. Wait, did I miss something? Oh yeah, it's Tuesday. Sorry about that. Had a few things had to tend to yesterday and this morning, so we're getting this out a little late this week. But also, it was Easter. So, hey, there's three things we're going to cover in this video, and I'm going to try something different just so you can see the places, get the information that you are most interested in. Of course, I'd love for you to just be so compelled that you watch LP all the time, and no matter what he's on, you watch all his content. But I understand. So, we're going to do three things. We're going to talk about our Easter outreach, how many folks we reached on Easter, and I think that's exciting. Would love for you to hear that. We're going to talk about our new staff member coming on. Ben Schnipper is going to be here next week, and then we are also going to talk about just a little devotional kind of thought, just a thing to realize we need to keep doing, which is to look outward, focus outward on what we're doing. So I'm going to mark each of those with a little banner, and it's going to look like this. So if you want to skip ahead in the video, you'll know what you're looking for. Hey, our Easter outreach, our services during Easter were viewed by 143 accounts. If you add both services together in both platforms, YouTube and our Facebook page. And just for those of you who say, wait a minute, I got on the website. Well, you got on YouTube. That's exactly how you did that on our website. So that is, you add all those things together, 143 people was the peak of each of those who were doing that live for us. And so anyway, we had that many accounts logged in. Now, some of those you might say, oh my gosh, 143, that's really low. Well, it may not be, in fact. I would love for it to be higher, of course, but a lot of times families are looking together. And so one of those might be a family or, two or three people. And so that content, and that's folks who really watched a pretty good long time. Those live numbers are the folks who mostly tune in and stayed with us. But then there's another aspect because of the way these videos are out there and because of the live broadcast and things like that. Facebook and YouTube keep track of total views. And some of them look really high, but if you get down in deeper, I just want to tell you that there were 442 people who watched at least a minute. Or who had a 1 minute view, probably not the whole thing, but had 442, again, accounts. Who knows how many people those represent, saw us for at least a minute. Now, here's why I think that's important, is because those folks saw a good amount of content, whether it was our music or our preaching or whatever. They stayed put for a minute. A minute's a good long while. They really heard something about our church, saw something about our church, and stayed engaged for a few minutes. That's a great advertising tool. That's not what we want people to do, just stay there for a minute, but that is a great testimony to how important it is that we're out on the internet at this time of restriction, because some of those folks would never see us otherwise. And so I'm very grateful again for what we're able to do. And then just the last number there, probably 580, somewhere around 585, almost 600 people saw us for at least 10 seconds. And so 10 seconds is not as long as I want them, but it is cool. And once again, big shout out to our praise team. Gene Lawson helped us this week, our tech team, and then also our kids who sent in pictures. That was super cool. We're going to try to do something while we're recording, do something like that every week. That just gives everybody a few minutes to get in and catch the beginning of the service and catch up with us the whole thing live. And I thought our kids' pictures were fantastic. Great job drawing those, coloring those, turning them in. The Ash children did a whole door. That was super cool. And so just enjoyed seeing those. We're going to run those again this week, by the way, just because they're about the coolest thing going. So I wanted to feature our kids, and big shout out to them doing that. All right, let me hide that and move to the next thing. And that is next Monday will be the official start date for our new associate pastor for youth and discipleship. His name is Ben Schnipper. We'll have him on the video next week when we're doing this update. He and his family, we're going to introduce you to them. Now, we are going to introduce he and his family. So if you're seeing this just on our Facebook or YouTube channel and you're not signed up for Realm, that's a good reason to be that, because it's possible, we'll just have to talk to him, because we have his kids in it. We may distribute that a little more locally next week and not have the full video out on just public Facebook. So we'll let his family dictate that. He and Peggy will figure that out. But I want to introduce you to them, and I hate that we can't have a big Sunday all together where you meet them. We'll do that as soon as it's possible. But I am super excited. Ben is on the way. Help for me, and just a very, very dear friend who I could not be more excited about him coming on to Union Hill, and what that means for our future, and what that means for the way God is going to use him and his family here, and how God is going to use us to reach Holt Summit. I'm looking super forward to that. Super glad Ben is coming to join us. And then the last thing, let's talk just a minute about, I hinted at it in the announcements in the offering time Sunday, just said a quick word about it, but I really want to mention it in a concentrated way here. During the time of restriction and the uncertainty of coronavirus and the shutdown, I know lots of folks are economically impacted. I was encouraged this week in the governor's call. They were talking about, already thinking about how a reopening might happen. Now, I don't think we're super close to that. And I don't know, they didn't say how we would do that. I don't think the restrictions are going to go away all at once until we have a good therapeutic cure, that is something to treat the symptoms, and or a vaccine, which they tell us is probably, even as fast as they're working and as many things as they have crammed down, that's probably a year away. So all of those things lead us to that, we're going to be under some kind of different behavior, some kind of limited interaction for a good while. Now, I don't think we'll be in quarantine. I don't think we'll be in not being able to meet for that length of time, but it's going to be into May. Certainly, we know the schools are closed until then. I don't know what that means for the whole shutdown order. But in this time, I know that it means we're in uncertain places. The economy as a whole is down, and that means that some of you have fallen on particularly hard times because your job is not sustained during this time. Some of you may be newly on unemployment. All of that's very difficult. Some of us are blessed. I'm one of those who are blessed to have a salary job, or to have a job we can work from home from, and therefore our income is not as affected or not affected at all. And I want us all to be cautious, regardless of how much uncertainty we feel, regardless of how much fear we feel. This is the sort of thing that Satan would use to cause us to turn inward, to focus on what we can control and keep in control of all the things we can control, because there's so many things we can't control. I want to caution you against that. As a follower of Jesus, it is important that we are always focused outward, that we are always looking at how we can love and bless our neighbor, how we can be generous because we have been treated generously. That includes our finances, but it includes another thing also that I don't want you to lose sight of. It includes sharing our faith. Maybe now more so than ever, we have an opportunity to share our faith with people, because people in our world are looking for hope. They feel like they have lost hope, and we stand in a position to be able to offer that to them in the person of Jesus Christ. Not just a temporary hope, not just a, hey, the economy's coming back, hey, your job's coming back, not that kind of temporary hope. We have the opportunity to reach out with everlasting hope. I hope you'll do that. Be looking out for folks on social media, on the phone, on text. Wherever you interact with people, be looking for folks that Jesus is saying, hey, they need what you have. They need to understand the gospel. They need some hope. And you have hope that doesn't disappoint. That's Romans 5. And also the Bible tells us in 1 Peter that we should always be ready to give a reason for the hope that lies within us. Take heart, be hopeful, be encouraged, and share that with others. And yes, consider how you can share financially with others. If you have service people in your life, like Somebody who cuts your hair. Everybody can see we're not all getting our hair cut at the same speed. Have you considered sending them a gift, or maybe even paying for the haircut you would have received in this time? Some of them may not have any other source of income. There are countless service-oriented people. If you use them regularly, consider how you can be generous to them and bless them in this time. And who knows how God might use that to open a door for you to share your faith, to share the gospel, the thing they really need in this time. I hope you take some thought to that. I hope that will encourage you, and God will use that to lead you in some particular ways. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Hope you're tuning into our broadcast. Hope you're connected to us on Realm. If you're not any of those things, well, get in contact with us. My email, brolpc at uhbc.us. Shoot, I don't have a, oh yeah, I do. There's my email. And the office number here is 896-4374. And Shelly's answering that most days, but you can leave us a message if you don't catch anybody, and we would love to help you get connected with us and stay connected with us during this time of restriction. And as we pray, continue to pray for the reduction of the outbreak of COVID-19. We'll see you soon.